Hello students, today we are going to start the second part of chapter 12 electricity. In this part, first we will discuss electric potential. As we know that electrons always flows from a region where the density is high, that is the negative terminal of the battery, to the region or to the point where the density is low, that is the positive terminal of the battery. And so actually the electrons are flowing from the negative terminal to the positive terminal of the battery, and we know that the direction of electric current is opposite to the direction of electrons. So conventional current flows from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So this was about the fundamental knowledge to understand the electric potential. Now let us define electric potential. It is defined as the amount of work done to move a unit positive charge. We are moving a unit positive charge from infinity to a point in an electric field. Here we can see in a figure. Here we can see that a positive charge is there around which it will have its electric field. Similar to like a magnet have a magnetic field around it. Similarly, the positive charge has a electric field around it. Now because it is positive, it will of course repel the other positive charge. So when this 1 coulomb charge will try to come near to this positive charge, then it will experience a force of repulsion. But then also, if it is brought at this point A, then we need to some work on it. Means we have to spend some energy on it. So this energy is uh, calculated as W, that is the work done or the amount of work done, and here Q represents the amount of charge that has been moved to a given point in an electric field, and the ratio of this W and Q gives the electric potential of that point in an electric field. Now what is electric potential difference? We just saw that a point A, for point A, that it would have some electric potential. Similarly, if there is some other point B in an electric field, then it would also have some electric potential. So the difference between the potential of two points, that is A and B, is known as electric potential difference. Now let us understand from the slide. As we know that charges present in the conductor does not flow from one end to another on their own. They need some force which can move them, and that force is created by the difference of electric potential along the conductor. For example, if we are taking a copper wire which is not connected with any kind of battery, then though the charges, that means the electrons, are free to move in the copper wire, but they will not constitute a current because they all are not moving in a single direction. But when it is connected with a battery, then the one end of the wire is at higher potential, that is a positive terminal, and the other end of the wire is at negative terminal. Hence the electrons start flowing from the negative terminal towards the positive terminal. And so we can say that the difference of potential is produced by the battery, and which actually takes place due to the chemical reaction that takes place inside the battery or the cell. As we have heard about the uh, sulfuric acid is used, or the lead acid battery we have heard that are being used in cars, okay, and even for inverter, even it is used in inverter. So there are chemicals which react with each other and maintains this electric potential between the two ends. So when cell is connected to a conducting wire, the potential difference between the two ends sets the charge inside the conductor in motion and produces an electric current. So this is the electric potential difference between the two ends that makes the charge to flow, or we can say to a current to flow through a wire. Now let us understand this with a figure. Here we can see that a point from at infinity, a charge from infinity is brought at point A, and similarly a charge from infinity is brought to point B. So both points will have some electric potential, and the difference between these two, uh, the difference between the electric potential of these 2 points is known as the potential difference between the 2 points. The formula is almost same. V is equals to W by Q, and definition is the amount of work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another point. The only difference is in electric potential it was from infinity to a point, but here it is from one point to another point. This is the only difference between the definition of potential difference and electric potential. Okay, the SI unit is also same. It is volt denoted by capital V, and from this formula we can see that if suppose the work done is, if the work done is 1 joule, and we are moving a charge of 1 coulomb, then the potential or the potential difference between those two given points is said to be 1 volt. And it is in an electric circuit, it is measured by an instrument which is known as voltmeter. Like uh, there was ammeter which was used for measuring current in a circuit. Similarly, there is a voltmeter which is used to measure the voltage or the potential difference between given 2 points. And this voltmeter is always connected in parallel across the points where we need to measure the potential difference. Okay, and that ammeter was being connected in series. So this is the difference between this ammeter and voltmeter. Now let's move to the next topic, that is electric circuits. Now a continuous and closed path of electric current is called an electric circuit. It's very simple. Here in the figure we can see that a very simple figure has been shown, or a very figure simple electric circuit has been drawn here. Here we can see a cell is used, a key is used, an ammeter is used, and a bulb, or instead of bulb even as resistors can be used. Okay, when the key is closed, it is the circuit is known as closed circuit. If the key is open, the circuit is known as open circuit. This is very simple things. So now let's move to the next topic, that is a circuit diagram. Okay, now for drawing a circuit we are using symbols for the component that we are using in a circuit. So here we can see few symbols. Here is a symbol of electric cell, a symbol of combination of cells, that is known as battery. Here we can see that the negative terminal is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. This is how the battery should always be connected. This is a symbol of uh, open switch. This is symbol of closed switch. Here is a wire joint. Then here wire crossing without joining means they are just passing without any kind of connection. This is a symbol of electric bulb, and mostly we are going to use the first symbol. This is a symbol of resistor, and here the symbol of variable resistance, also known as rheostat. This we will discuss later. And these two symbols we are aware that the first of ammeter and this is of voltmeter. Okay, here there is a definition of circuit diagram. It's given that a diagram which indicates how different components of circuit have to be connected by using a symbols of different electric components is called circuit diagram. Means suppose if an electrician wants to show the wiring of your house, then of course he would draw a circuit or some kind of drawing on the paper, okay, which will show how the different components, like how the fans, bulbs, tubelets are connected. So that diagram which shows the connection of different components in a circuit is known as circuit diagram. Now the next topic is Ohm's law, a very important topic of this chapter. It was expressed by George Simon Ohm in 1826. The statement is, if the physical state of a conductor remains unchanged, the current flowing through the conductor is always directly proportional to the potential difference applied across the ends of conductor. It says that the physical state should remain same, means there should be no change in the temperature. or the pressure. And the current flowing through a conductor always depends on the potential difference, means the current is depending on the potential difference. So it can be written as V proportional to I, means if V will increase, I will increase. Means if we are increasing a high voltage battery, the current flowing through the circuit will increase. If we are using a low voltage battery, even the current will decrease. And this relation can be written as in form of equation by removing this proportionality symbol by equals to, and while doing that we need to take a proportionality constant that is known as R, and this R shows the electrical resistance of the given circuit or the conductor that we are using. This V equals to IR can also be written as R equals to V by I, and from here we can conclude that that if that R and I are inversely proportional to each other, means for a given circuit, if resistance is more, the current flowing through the circuit would be less, and vice versa. Okay, and this ratio V by I gives the electrical resistance of the given conductor. Means if we know the value of if we know the value of the voltage that we have applied and the current that flowing through the circuit, then we can very easily find out the resistance of the given conductor by using this formula, that is R equals to V by I. Okay, now here there is a V by I graph. V by VI graph. To plot this graph, we need to take voltage on y-axis and we have to take current on x-axis, and for different values of current and voltage, points are plotted, and on plotting the points we get the points like here, like this somewhere here. Okay, and while on joining the points, the line always formed is a straight line, and this straight line shows that that V and I are directly proportional. They are directly proportional, means both are increasing simultaneously. Okay, and so it can also be concluded that when current increases, that the current increases with the potential difference, and the V by I always remains constant. It always remains constant whether you choose this value, let this point be A, either you take this point or you take this point. Okay, from here you will get the value of I, and on this side you will get the value of V. Similarly for B, you will get the value of V from here, and you will get the value of I on from this axis. On dividing the values for any point on this line, you will get the same answer. It shows that the resistance of the conductor remains constant, it doesn't changes.